You said you're unhappily married. Stop trying. That's what I want you to do. I know how that sounds. I know exactly how that sounds. And I need 30 seconds of your time before you decide I just told you to give up on your marriage, because that's not what I said. Read it again or hear it again. I didn't say stop working on your marriage. I said stop trying to work on your marriage. Those are two completely different sentences, and I need you to sit with that for a second, because the gap between those two sentences, it's where most marriages go to die quietly, not in a blow up kind of way, not in a slamming doors kind of way, in the nobody notices this is even happening kind of way, in that gap. Let's do something real quick. I have a water bottle sitting right here. You might have one on your desk. I want you to try to pick it up. What did you do? You either picked it up or you didn't. There's no physical world where you tried to pick up a water bottle and something other than picking it up or not picking it up happened. Either my hand is around this water bottle, right? And so is yours, or it isn't. That's it. That's the whole menu of options. Trying was never a real third option to begin with. It never is. Here's what I keep seeing everywhere. Here's what I keep hearing, both in my personal life and in my private practice of over 14 years. I am trying to have the conversation with my husband. I am trying to clear the air with my wife. I love her. I am trying to make dinner. Now, hold on. That last one, tried to make dinner, here's the test, and it works for basically everything. Is there food on the plate when you're done? Yes? Then you made dinner. You weren't trying to make dinner. You simply did it. If there is no food on the plate, then you didn't make dinner, no matter how much energy you spent standing at the stove, looking at all the cut up vegetables and admiring the marinated chicken that's been ready for the grill since last night, thinking about it. The plate doesn't lie. There is no in-between state where the chicken is sort of in the oven, either or on the grill, right? But somehow we've decided that trying is a real category, a real thing that you can be doing, in a marriage especially, in family too, with our kids, that's for another video. But in marriages especially, I'm trying to be a better husband. Okay, apply the plate test. Is there something on the plate? Did you actually do the kind thing that you said you were going to do? Did you say the hard sentence out loud that you needed to say? Did you show up in the way that you said you would? Or are you just thinking about being a better husband and calling the thinking trying? Because those feel the same from the inside, and they're not even a little bit the same on the outside. There's an old saying that says, if you're trying, you're lying. I would say, if you're trying, you're not doing it. It may sound harsh, but it's accurate nevertheless. Now, I think I finally figured out why we do this. Trying isn't a weaker version of doing. Trying is a completely different thing that just happens to look like doing from really far away. Trying is the version where you get to feel like something is happening without ever having to find out if it would have worked. That's it. That's the whole function of trying. It's insulation. It's the safe zone, so to speak. Because if you actually did the thing, if you actually had the hard conversation, if you made the decision, actually, if you showed up fully, then you're going to find out it might not work. And that's terrifying. But if you're just trying, you can never fail. And also, you can never succeed. You're just sort of staying there, suspended in the gray zone, forever almost, doing the thing. But that's not effort. That's actually the opposite of effort. It's the most exhausting form of doing nothing that exists. Somebody's grandmother said this, and we're all going to borrow her at this point. Poop or get off the pod. Crude, a little, maybe, right? But still correct. You don't get to occupy the space without ever actually making the decision. You're either in this marriage fully, feet planted firmly in the ground, or you're not. There is no, I'm sort of in it. I'm trying to be in this marriage. That's just you sitting on the pot. And here's the part that might even sting a little. If you're trying in your marriage right now, if you're trying to reconnect with your wife, if you're trying to be more patient with your husband, I need you to ask yourself what it is that you're actually protecting by staying in trying mode instead of moving to doing mode. Because I think trying, for a lot of us, trying feels safer than the two real remaining options, which are either I'm fully in or I'm fully out. Trying lets us avoid both of those cliffs at once. And I get it, I do. But you cannot build a marriage in the space between those two decisions because nothing grows there. Nothing gets built in the waiting room. You're not being cautious, so stop telling yourself that. You're just being stuck. And stuck feels like patience if you squint enough at it, but it still isn't. It's just being and staying stuck. And here's the other problem with trying. It never has an end date because it was never actually started. And you can't finish something if you never started it. So if you're serious, actually serious, pick something concrete. None of that, I'll be more present. Pick the actual thing. What are you going to do? A weekly check-in, and we're making it happen on Sunday afternoon. Putting the phones away at dinner, starting tomorrow. None of them are going to be on the table. Here's the box where they all go. Whatever it is. And then don't try it for a month and see how you feel. Do it for real. Pick a timeline and stick to it. 90 days, 6 months, a year, whatever the number is, pick one and commit to the numbers. Do not rely on the mood of the day. Our moods are the most unreliable thing in the world. They don't build the marriages. Decisions with deadlines, on the other hand, do. So here's what I'm asking, or begging, if you'll let me. I'm begging you to stop trying to have the conversation. Have the conversation or admit that you're avoiding it. Stop trying to be present with your wife. Be present or admit that you're checked out. Stop trying to decide if you want this marriage. Make a decision. You might not get it right. You might not get the answer that you want, but you have to stop living in the version where nothing is ever technically your fault because you have been trying this whole time.